U.S. Citizenship Test, Part 10, A Nation's Foundation. The air was crisp as Mark made his way to the community center for what was officially his last session with Anne. Today marked the end of a journey that had started with uncertainty and evolved into deep understanding. Over the course of their sessions, Mark had learned the values, responsibilities, and principles that were the foundation of U.S. citizenship. Today, it felt like everything had come full circle. The final lesson would be about the nation's foundation, the Constitution, its preamble, and how it all began. As Mark entered the study room, Anne greeted him with her usual warm smile, but this time there was something celebratory in the air.
Mark, today is the day, your last session. How are you feeling?
Excited and a little nervous, but mostly proud. I've learned so much, and I'm ready for the final step.
You've come such a long way, and I'm proud of you too. Today, we're going to talk about the beginning, the Constitution and its foundation. This lesson will bring everything together. Let's begin. Question: what is the purpose of the preamble of the Constitution? A. To declare independence from Britain. B. To explain the purpose of the Constitution. C. To list all the amendments.
Answer: B. To explain the purpose of the Constitution.
Exactly. The preamble introduces the Constitution and explains its goals. It begins with "we the people," emphasizing that the government's power comes from the citizens. Why do you think starting with "we the people" is so significant?
I think it's because it shows that the government is for everyone, not just a few people. It reminds us that the people have the power to shape the country.
Exactly. The preamble sets the tone for the entire Constitution, reminding us that the government exists to serve and protect the rights of its citizens. It's a powerful statement of unity and democracy.
Mark had always heard the phrase, "we the people," but now it had a deeper meaning. It wasn't just a set of words. It was a promise of government by the people, for the people.
Now that we've talked about the preamble, let's explore the structure of the government it outlines, starting with the branches of government. Question: which branch of government is responsible for making laws? A. Executive. B. Legislative. C. Judicial.
Answer: B. Legislative.
That's right. The legislative branch, which is Congress, is responsible for making laws. Congress is made up of the Senate and a House of Representatives. Why do you think it's important to divide the lawmaking power between two houses?
I think it's to make sure that no one group has too much power. Each house represents different parts of the population, so the laws are more balanced.
Exactly. The Senate gives equal representation to every state, while the House represents people based on population. This balance helps ensure that laws are made with the interests of all citizens in mind.
Mark appreciated the thoughtfulness behind the structure of Congress. It was designed to protect the interests of both large and small states, ensuring that no one group dominated the process of making laws.
Now that you've mastered the structure of the government. Let's turn to one of the most critical features of the Constitution, its ability to be amended. Question: what is required to pass a constitutional amendment? A. Approval by the President. B. Approval by 2/3 of Congress and 3/4 of the states. C. A unanimous vote by Congress.
Answer: B. Approval by 2/3 of Congress and 3/4 of the states.
Correct. Amending the Constitution requires significant support, 2/3 of both houses of Congress and 3/4 of the states. Why do you think the process is so difficult?
I think it's because the Constitution is the foundation of the country, and changing it shouldn't be easy. It forces people to think carefully about whether an amendment is really necessary.
Exactly. The amendment process ensures that changes are deliberate and reflect the will of a broad majority. It protects the core principles of the Constitution while allowing it to adapt over time.
Anne placed her papers aside, signaling the end of the session. Mark could hardly believe it. He had completed the entire journey. He was now fully prepared, not just for the citizenship test, but to take his place as an informed and engaged citizen.
Mark, you've done it. You've mastered the knowledge, and more importantly, you've come to understand what it means to be a citizen of this country. I couldn't be more proud of you.
Thank you, Anne. I couldn't have done it without you. I feel ready, not just for the test, but for everything that comes after.
You are ready. Remember, citizenship is more than a status. It's a commitment to the values we've talked about, and I know you'll live by those values.
As Mark stepped out into the cold air, a sense of accomplishment and excitement filled him. He had completed the journey, learned the principles of the country, and was now ready to take his place as a citizen. The words "we the people" echoed in his mind, reminding him that he was about to become part of something greater, part of a nation that valued freedom, justice, and democracy. As Mark prepares to take his final steps toward citizenship, consider this. How does the amendment process protect the Constitution while allowing it to evolve?
Question for the audience: which branch of government is responsible for interpreting the laws? A. Executive. B. Legislative. C. Judicial. Understanding how each branch of government functions helps us appreciate the balance of power that keeps democracy strong.
Here are 5 words and phrases related to the theme of U.S. Citizenship Test. Part 10. A Nation's Foundation.
Preamble. The introductory statement of the Constitution that outlines the goals and purposes of the government. Legislative branch, the branch of government responsible for making laws, composed of Congress, the Senate, and the House of Representatives. Amendment, a formal change or addition to the Constitution. Ratification, the official approval of a constitutional amendment by the states. Balance of power, the system that ensures no single branch of government has too much authority, maintaining a fair distribution of power.